So let's start with a magic ring and 12 double crochet stitches inside of the ring. So like we chain 2, right, so 1, 12. Okay, we close the ring and let's join with a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. Okay, yeah, pull this a bit more. Okay, then we start with round number 2. We chain 2, so the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so we make 1 double crochet and we chain 1, and we repeat this all around. So we double crochet 1 and chain 1, and we keep going. Here at the end of round 2, I just wanted to show you like to pay attention, not to close the round in these 2 first chains that we made, but to really get the top loop of the first double crochet and close with a slip stitch. So this round is a bit is not very flat, but it's just because the chains tend to be a bit tighter than a regular double crochet. But well, it doesn't matter because in any case we're going to crochet the next round and it will flatten out. So for the next round we're gonna make, so we start as usual with 2 chains, and then we make a back post V-stitch in each of these double crochet from round 2. So to make a back post V-stitch, all we do is, so we yarn over, of course, to do double crochet. We go to the back of the work and we insert the hook from, well, I'm right-handed, so I'm inserting it from right to left, but of course reverse in case you're left-handed. So we're basically crocheting around the post of the stitch from behind the post. So we do the regular double crochet, then we chain 1, and we again back post double crochet around. So now here it can get a bit messy. Okay, so this is the first back post V-stitch that we have. So I'm gonna repeat it just to make it clear. So here we yarn over, we go to the back of the work, and we basically go in this direction in front of the stitch, yarn over and pick up a loop, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we did the first double crochet. Then we chain 1, and again wrap it. Well, it's a bit messy. Okay, alright, so make just pay attention that this first double crochet stays in front, so that you don't get too confused with what stitches where. And here we go, we did the second one. We can do another one. Did I yarn over? No. Okay, so it's 1, chain 1, and again. So just to make it clear, like so. When we yarn over, insert. So it might be useful to look at it from the back, because you see from the back it's easier to see it, and it's easier to really, go in front of that first double crochet. And we complete the double crochet. And we do the same all around. I'll meet you there. Here we are, so we are at the end of round 3, and now I'm gonna slip stitch on top of the first double crochet of the round. So notice how, since we did the V stitches around the post of the double crochets, you see that they kind of close. They form that sort of crown, like sort of, I don't know, a volcano seems like. It will, it will open up a bit when you block, but in any case, you will have this kind of ribbed effect, this kind of texture. So it is intentional, just for you to know. So now for the next round, I'm gonna start. I want to start in this in the chain 1 space from the first V stitch. So I'm just gonna simply, well, if you want, you can chain 1. I'm just gonna slip stitch directly in there without any chains. And as usual, we start with a chain 2, which doesn't count as a first stitch, and then we go on and we make 4 double crochet stitches all into this chain 1 space. So 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so you see that the V is also a bit more visible now because it's stretched by the stitches inside. So we go directly into this next chain 1 space of the next V, and we make 4 double crochets also in there. Two, 3, 4. Okay, and we continue like this, and I'll meet you at the joining point. So at the end of round 4, our work looks a bit like this. We have 48 stitches on the last round, and now it's time to crochet round 5, which is the one with this sort of waves. So to make them, so we have 48 stitches, and we have to make 16 waves. This means that each wave has to take up like 3 stitches approximately. Not approximately, exactly. So to make that, what we do is we start with a chain 4, and we skip 3 stitches. So this stitch is not included in the skip 3, so it means that we have to skip 1, 2, 3, and we slip stitch into this stitch. Okay, so now you see we created this sort of loop. What we do is we chain 1 and we turn our work to the wrong side. Once we are on the wrong side, we start crocheting directly into this loop. With 1, we make 5 single crochet. So this is 3, 4, and 5. Now we slip stitch into the next 3 stitches. So this one is doesn't count. We go into the next, and we say 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we just made the first wave. We go for the second, and we start like for the first one with a chain 4, and we turn to the right side. Now again we skip 3. So this doesn't count. We say 1, 2, and 3. So the last skipped stitch is the one where the other wave started. So meaning that we have to slip stitch now in the stitch after that. So you see, this is the stitch where the other wave started. Now we slip stitch into the next. And as we did before, we chain 1 and we turn to the wrong side. And again we single crochet 5 inside of the loop. So 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, again, so now we see another wave just as an example. So this doesn't count, we slip stitch into the next 3. 1, oops, 2 and 3. We chain 4, 2, 3 and 4, and we turn again to the right side. Skip 3, so this doesn't count, so we do 1, 2, 3 is the one where the other way started, and now we have to slip stitch into the next. So now take into account that in this stitch we already slip stitch on the wrong side, so it might be a bit more difficult to slip stitch again in the same stitch, but well, just trust it and just pick up the loop, and again chain 1, turn, and single crochet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we slip stitch into the next 3. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 4, 3, 4. Turn to the right side, skip 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and we slip stitch into the next. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Alright, again slip stitch 3, 1, 2 and 3, chain 4 again for the next wave, 2, 3 and 4, turn to the right side, and we skip 1, 2 and 3, and we go into this next stitch here. So let's take a look. So you see that we are creating this sort of braided cables here. So continue the same way until you get back to the starting point, and I'll meet you there. I just wanted to show you the last wave. So here you see I still have to make that last wave. So here we are at the point where I have to slip stitch 3, and just to show you in this particular step, you see here we did make the first one, then the second one is the same where the first wave is anchored, and then we go into the next. So okay, like this, but you see you stay kind of trapped. So bring your yarn, you see, if you do that you stay trapped. So bring your yarn above the wave. Okay, like this you have it to the right side for crocheting. And now we do 3 and 4, we can turn, and you see, and now it's it's good. And we can skip 3, so 1, and we go into this stitch. All right, and the same for the last wave, so turn and single crochet 5 inside of the loop, 2, 4, and 5. Okay, and so now we just do a slip stitch 2. 1 and 2. So this way, always make sure to keep the wave on the other side. After the end of round 5, we're still on the wrong side of our work. So all we do is we chain 2, and we turn to the right side. So now notice that we are in this same stitch in the middle stitch behind the first wave. So all the stitches of round 6 are going to be worked in this middle stitch behind each wave. So we will see how. So what we do is we make a double crochet increase still in this last stitch of round 5. So we make 1 and then another double crochet. Oops. And 2. So we chain 3. Okay, and we go to make another double crochet increase in the middle stitch behind the wave. So the middle stitch behind the wave, we make, you see, it's in between these ones. So basically it's the one where the next wave starts. So it's here, this one, we make a 1 and 2, and then again we chain 3, we go to the next wave in the middle, so this one, 2, and we continue like this all around. So here we are at the end of round 6. We start round 7 now with as usual, we chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch, and we make a first double crochet increase in that first stitch. So we make 1 and 2. Then we chain 1 and we make one more double crochet increase into the next double crochet stitch. 1 and 2. Now we go into this chain 3 space and we single crochet 1 inside of this. Okay, so we kind of anchored this inside of the chain 3 space. And now we repeat the same. So directly we go into this first stitch, first double crochet, and we make an increase. We chain 1 and we make another increase in this stitch, in the next one. 1 and 2. We go and we make a single crochet here. Now over these 2 stitches we just make a single crochet and another single crochet. Okay, then we make 2 single crochet stitches in this chain 3 space, 1 and 2, and then again in this one over these 2 stitches. Okay, so you see we created a sort of flat side. Now we make another corner like this, so meaning that we have to start with one single crochet, and then we repeat these stitches here. So we go into this space and we make one single crochet, and then we repeat the double crochet increases. We chain one and we make another increase. Okay, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and again we do the double crochet increases in these next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Single crochet in this chain 3 space, and now we repeat the flat side. So basically you see we're kind of square, we're gonna have at the end 4 corners like these 2 and the next 2 here, and 4 sides. So to complete round 7, we make our last single crochet. So to complete the motif, because you see the first corner, for the first corner we started directly with this kind of shell, but we were missing the first single crochet. So here we are at the end, and then we slip stitch into the first double crochet to join. So for the next round we want to start actually in this first chain 1 space. So if you're changing color, you can easily break your yarn and join directly into the chain 1 space. However, if you want to continue with the same color, just simply skip this first stitch where you're already joined, and slip stitch twice to bring your working yarn inside of this chain 1 space. Now at this point we can, as usual, chain 2 just to start the round, and then we work 3 double crochet stitches, a chain 1 and 3 double crochet stitches all inside of this first space. So we go 1, 2, and 3. Then we chain 1 and we repeat the 3 stitches. Two and 3. Okay, so we made this sort of bigger shell inside of this shell from the previous round. So now we make a single crochet into this single crochet from the previous round. So we go directly in there and we do our single crochet, and we go directly into the next chain 1 space to make a big shell. So we double crochet 3, chain 1, double crochet 3, all in that space. 2 and 3. Okay, chain 1, 1, 2, oops, and 3. Okay, so we see we have like the two shells. Now we single crochet directly inside of this stitch. Okay, into this single crochet from the previous round. At this point, so you see this was the flat side from before, right? In the two corners. What we do now is we chain 2 and we skip the next 2 single crochets. So we skip these single crochets that were over the 2 double crochet from the other round, from round 6, I guess, yes. And then so we skip these 2 and we single crochet 2 over these ones. You see the 2 single crochets that we worked inside of the chain 3 loop. Then chain 2, skip again these 2 single crochets that are working over the double crochet, and we single crochet there into this single crochet that is just one inside before the shell. At this point you see like we worked these motifs like the shells, single crochet, the chain 2, single crochet 2, and so on. So we basically repeat this motif all around. So once you have done the last single crochet of this round, all you need to do is to join with a slip stitch into the first double crochet. Now also for the next round we want to start in the chain 1 corner that is in the middle of the first shell. So what we do is we can ignore this first stitch in which we are, and we just start slip stitching to get into that first chain 1. So we slip stitch 3. At this point now we can start the round. So for this round we're basically gonna mostly work chains for the corners and then double crochet, half double crochet here, so to make it square. So basically for each corner, to connect these two big shells, we chain 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so once we have the 7 chains, we go and we slip stitch inside of the next shell. Okay, so here you see now it's kind of flat, but then in the next round we're gonna add double crochet stitches here, and then it will make a corner. But for now, yes, it will just look a bit like this, a bit weird. We chain 3 and we go directly into this in these two chains, and we make 4 half double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, without any chains or any additional stitch, we do 4 half double crochets inside of this next chain 2. 2, 3, and 4. Yes, this was a bit floppy. Anyway, we chain 3, 2, and 3, and we slip stitch inside of the next shell. Now again we have a corner, a big corner, so we chain 7, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we slip stitch into the chain 1 space of the next shell. Okay, and we basically continue like this all around. So in between the two big shells we chain 7, then we chain 3 and start with the 4 half double crochet in each chain 2 space on the flat sides. So here I am at the last 4 half double crochet stitches of the last chain 2 space. So I just wanted to show you. So once you get here, all you do is chain 3 and you slip stitch into the same chain 1 space where we started the round. So from here you can simply chain 2 just as usual to start the round, and we make a double crochet inside of this chain 1 space. So you see this is the chain 1 space of the first shell. Then to work the corner we do double crochet 5, chain 2, double crochet 5, all in this chain 7 space. Oh. Let's see, how many did I do? We are at 4. 5. So now we chain 2 to make the corner. Press these stitches a bit to make space for the next 5. Two, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so once we made the corner, we make 1 double crochet inside of this chain 1 space, which is basically from 2 rounds before, and then we make 3 double crochet inside of the chain 3 space. Alright, on the flat side, nothing too surprising. We work 8 double crochet stitches over these 8 half double crochets, and then we start again with 3 double crochet inside of the chain 3 space, 1 double crochet in this chain 1 space from the rounds before, and then we repeat the corner here, and we work like this all around, and I'll meet you there. So just one little note, when you start working the 8 double crochet stitches over these ones on the side, make sure not to skip this first double crochet, because you see the top chain of this half double crochet is kind of, it can kind of, you know, hide behind this this stitch, so make sure to really grab that first, you know, that first half double crochet and make the double crochet in that space. Okay, so it can be easy to skip that one, so just saying. Alright, so here we are at the end of round 10. So to complete the square, in case you need a little bit of you're still not at the right size for your square, you can add a single crochet border, and so you can simply single crochet all around, and at the corners you can single crochet 1, chain 1, single crochet all in the chain 2 space.